there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains. And today, in this episode of our Knit for Brains podcast, we're going to be talking about crocheted afghans and some of the other projects we've got going on. It's not going to be as long as last week, so stay tuned, grab a cuppa, and I'll see you soon. Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains. Okay, if I'm talking weird, it's because I just came back from the dentist and this whole side of my face, I can't feel it all. But I figured, what the heck? What else are you going to do? Let's go ahead and do a podcast. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I wanted to just kind of talk to you guys about what I have going on this week, what I've been working on. I'm really excited to show you that I'm starting to block out my mix and match afghan. And so we're going to take a look at that right now. Once again, I'm doing the Mix and Match Modern Crochet Afghan blanket. These are my pieces, pretty much finished with them. I have one more panel to do, which is that waffle stitch. And I'm gonna lay it out so you guys can kind of get an idea of how this is gonna work. Now I still have to block these pieces, so they're gonna be a little bit straighter. I'm gonna have this as my centerpiece. And then what I think I'm gonna do is lay down the darker on each side. So that's gonna go on that side. We'll put this one down on this side. And we're just gonna kind of look at the colors and sort of work it all out together. Then I think maybe we'll do the white after. So we'll do the white maybe down here. And what's nice about this is you can kind of mix and match it as you go. You know, you can kind of look at the colors and then decide, yeah, I want this next to that or not. So we're gonna lay this one out here. And I'm doing it down here because it's so big, I have no room anywhere else. Now, I'm doing the waffle stitch. So once I finish that panel, that will be done. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this here, and the waffle stitch is in this gray color, so that's gonna go down over there. And then I'm gonna lay down this one, which is just a real basic double crochet. And then I'm gonna lay down something over here. Like so. So I think this will pretty much do it. But like I said, there's going to be that light gray panel, and it's going to be about that wide, and that's going to go right in there. Oops, that's not good. All right, so that's, I think, how it's going to look. I have to block all the pieces, which I'll probably go ahead and do now, finish out that piece, and then I'm going to finish on the edges with the pale yellow to bring that yellow in, and then I'm going to do the yellow tassels. So I'm not going to do the end. I might actually do one finishing row on the end, just kind of give a little bit of a zhuzh. And then I'm going to do the tassels on the end. But yeah, I'm really digging how this worked out. Now I didn't do all of the stitches that it calls for in this blanket. This is the one I'm doing. I changed it up just a little bit. I didn't do this one, I did that instead. But pretty much this is what we're looking at. So we're just going to do a finishing stitch on the bottom and the top, and then do it on the edges, and then finish off with the tassels. But what's really nice and interesting about this pattern is that all of the designs, normally you go like horizontal, but all the designs you actually go landscape. So as you're making them, you only have to worry about, basically you're going this way. So you only have to look at the stitch count on the vertical end and then going all the way across. So it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to count the stitches and put it all together. And they do go pretty fast. There's a couple of these I was able to do in like 1 or 2 nights of watching TV. So maybe, 3 or 4 hours I could do like one of these stitches. Some of them were a little bit more complicated, took more yarn. I had to do a little bit more. Obviously this one took about 4 or 5 nights, probably 4 nights or so. Of about 2 to 3 hours a piece, just because it was just bigger. So some of them are nice and wide, but ultimately, I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. And I love the versatility that this book offers you and all the creativity, because it's got all the different patterns in here, and then it's got a bunch of different ideas. If you just are really stuck for ideas, it gives you all kinds of inspiration in here. So again, super big fan of this book. Love this book. Esme Crick, thank you so much. And what I'm going to do now is go ahead and block these. And then, of course, I'll be showing you the finished product. But this is my Mix and Match Modern Crochet blanket, and I'm really happy that I'm just about done with this blanket. Really happy to say it's going to be a done deal. But I do love the different textures. It makes it very interesting, both in feel and in look. And yeah, big fan of this. I'm going to give it probably my husband says there's always room for improvement. So I'm going to give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 on this one. So I'm really excited about how this is turning out. It's been a long process, and I'm going to be definitely ready to not be doing an Afghan. The projects I've got coming up are sweaters, scarves, cowls, smaller things. I kind of have to go big, and then I go small, and then I go big, and then I remember and go, ugh, and I go small. But I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. And then, like I said, I'm going to do this yellow border all the way around. So that's going to really make that yellow pop through. But mostly it's that gray and white because that's what she wanted. And so, but I'm thinking it's looking really good. I like all the different textures. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So this week, just wanted to touch base. We're going to be doing a tutorial. So this week's tutorial, which is going to come out on Thursday, is going to be the waffle stitch. So it looks like this. And we're going to go through this. It's a super fun stitch, adds a lot of texture to whatever you're doing. You can do blankets, you can do cowls, you can do hats, you can do any number of things with this stitch. Super versatile. Still probably going to be best with like a 3 or a 4 weight of yarn because you want that weight to give it the structure. But love this stitch. And if you know your double crochets and your front post double crochets, that's pretty much all you need to do. So we're going to be doing that this week. The other thing that I'm going to be doing, we're finishing up our cowl where we're making the garland. So we finished the garland last week, and then this week we're going to be doing the baubles where we're going to do a crocheted bauble around these guys. So it comes in 2 pieces. So we're doing that this coming Friday. So stay tuned for that one as well. And we're also going to be starting the cowl or the tutorial to make these stockings. And because it's going to be so close to Christmas, I want to give you guys plenty of time. So I'm probably actually going to launch this tutorial maybe like this weekend. So it's going to be a lot earlier so you have plenty of time. You should be able to, I was able to get these done in a day. Really, really fast to crochet up. And then I put the little bauble on here, the little holly. So you should be able to do it in a day. So I want to give you all plenty of time as far as supplies and things like that. So look for the tutorial for these stockings coming out this week. So the other thing I just wanted to touch on is, as you know, the channel is called Knit for Brains, but for the most part we do crochet here, and that's just because I'm lazy and knitting takes a really long time. I am self-taught knitter, self-taught crocheter, and I started actually knitting before I started crocheting. I knitted about 2 or 3 years before I got into crochet. And I just loved crochet because it was just so much easier and I felt there was more versatility. But I want to be true to the art and to the yarn, and there's some really interesting patterns that I want to try out that are knitting. So in the next year, I don't do New Year's resolutions because I don't really want to change anything, but I always look at things and go, what do I want to learn? What do I want to do? What's my goal for this year? And so this for 2024, I've got some things lined up. One of which is I want to do some more knitting, but I wanted to back it up a little bit, and I wanted to do, I kind of wanted to like get serious about it. I was a self-taught knitter, but I thought I really wanted to learn from the masters. So I found this company, Pure Soho, and they've been around for quite a while. But I'm going to be doing this review later, so I'll post this. But I got this learning how to knit kit. So we're going to open this in another episode, another video. We're going to do a review of this. And I got some other cool stuff too. So that's coming up this week too. But I'm going to have a day in 2024 where we're actually going to be doing some knitting tutorials as well. Because I'm going to be learning same way you guys are. So that's all I've got going on right now. Once I finish this mix and match Afghan, then I'm going to start back on the Afghan I'm making for my son. You know, the black one that's like this. And I should be able to have it done by Christmas. That's the goal that's the goal. I'm really excited about that. So this isn't a super long tutorial this week. I just wanted to kind of touch base also because I'm really not feeling a lot over here. By the way, I can't try these on camera because of this, but these did arrive in the mail. So for my New Zealand and my Aussie fans, or our subscribers, thank you so much for the fantails. They are delicious. These are chocolate caramels, and I've got this temporary thing over here, and that's not going to mix well with these guys. So, but I did try them, and they are very, very good. And if you're interested, because I know the company said they don't make them anymore, I found them on Amazon. So maybe you can find them there. But, you know, 'tis the season for chocolate caramels and more fruitcake and more eggnog. Now, y'all weren't a big fan of fruitcake, and that's fine. I really think I'm in the minority when it comes to being a fan of fruitcake. I totally accept that. I am team fruitcake, but I know that my team is very small. But eggnog, people seem to like the eggnog, so that's good. So I was happy about that. All right, so we got a lot of stuff coming up this week. We got the review of the Pure Soho. We've got the tutorial for the waffle stitch, this one here. We've got the, we're finishing up the crochet along for the garland and the Christmas balls. And then we're going to start the tutorial for the Christmas stocking. So a lot is coming up this week. So this is going to be short because I want you to stay tuned to everything else that we've got going on. Comment below, let me know if you're doing the crochet along, how that's working for you. If you're interested in doing the stocking, love to know about that. And if you're interested in like the basket weave stitch, sorry, the waffle stitch. This is the waffle stitch. It's similar to a basket weave, but it's not exactly. And, you know, do you knit? I would love to know if you're a knitter, if you're a crocheter only, if you dabble in both, what you have going on, because I'm gonna really try to bring some knitting into the mix next year. We'll see how it goes. I also weave, and that's a whole other animal, but we'll see. But I thought, all right, you know, I got a lot of this yarn that would look beautiful being knitted, so I'm going to be doing some very, very beginner-friendly, because that's what I'm going to perceive myself to be in the knitting realm. So stay tuned, stick with us, because we got a lot of super stuff, a lot of super fun stuff coming up. And thanks for hanging in there while I'm, you know, biting on my cheek and all that fun stuff. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. Thanks so much for hanging in there. Please make sure you hit that notification button because we got a lot of good stuff coming up and I want to make sure you don't miss an episode. And as always, I'll be here and I'll see you soon.